Hello Gardens ER, my name's Justine. I live in Sydenham. We've been here 4 months and we'd like our garden to become part of our new house. When we got here it was suffering from a little bit of tweeness. The coal bunkers need to disappear. We need to make it more relaxed. My boyfriend Mark's ideal Sunday is to relax in the garden in a peaceful environment. Please Garden ER, please help us.
Right, Jamie, Adrian, out the back, tools, just through the gate there.
Justine, we are the Gardens ER team. We have come to rescue and save your garden of its terrible case of tweeness.
Excellent.
It's not as twee as I thought it could be. This is our team today. This is Nick, Adam and Sven, who is designing the garden. So Sven, first impressions, what's the diagnosis?
First impressions, actually it's not as big as I was expecting, so that's a good thing. So
right.
We can definitely do this one in a day. The plans are, what we're going to try and do is basically extend the paving area. We're going to put a little path in with some thyme planting in between it. We're going to cut the lawn into a circle, surround it with a brick edge. Back on this side here, we're going to put a nice little seating area with some bamboo, trying to pull in the Balinese feeling. And up the back here, we're going to, if we have time, we're going to install an archway with some nice hanging beads, etc., which will give you a little secret patch in the corner here. And finally, we've got Adam here, doing a nice water feature for you down here in front of the shed. A fantastic water feature, there we go.
So we're going for the Balinese feel. How does that float your boat?
Oh, that feels great, yeah. I've been to Bali, it's lovely, yeah, peaceful.
Right, good. So we're going to have a peaceful garden. Now, I am concerned though, what are we going to do with that ugly growth over there, Dr. Sven?
I think we're going to have to get Jamie onto that one. Sledgehammer and a Kango.
We're getting rid of it?
Get it out.
Oh. Will it be a minor operation?
It's not major.
Now listen, Justine is a nurse, so she knows this medical speak, so she'll know what you're talking about. So Justine, who's this procedure going to be surprising?
This is for my very hard-working boyfriend Mark, who's a postman, up early, likes to relax when he gets home in the afternoon, and this is where his paradise will be, hopefully.
Of course, with being a postman, he's going to finish early enough in the day to get some time in the garden in the afternoon.
And this will be his sanctuary, I would have thought.
Right, okay. Now, the Balinese feel. Has Mark been to Bali?
No, he hasn't been to Bali, but he likes the photos they've told me about, and I've always wanted to take him there.
Today's designer is Sven Wombwell. The patient is the Balinese garden in Sydenham, South London. Sven's diagnosis is a complete lack of shape and form. The treatment is to extend the paving, create a circular lawn and design a water feature. Justine's garden lacks focus, so Sven's idea is to create a garden with a Balinese feel. Plans to build a small bamboo-clad seating area opposite a bamboo archway and to the side a water feature for tranquility. The first thing Sven does is to mark out the circle for the lawn, while Adam and Adrian dismantle the coal shed to make way for paving and a flower bed.
That's where the end of the patio comes.
Okay, so we've got a longer distance to the circular lawn. What we're going to have to do, we'll just have to extend the pathway a little bit. Shouldn't be a problem. And just means the planting beds here will be slightly larger.
Okay, we do have any more, then we can always extend it.
Would be good.
Okay.
All right, see what we can do.
All right.
Cheers.
We're ready to start laying the bricks around the circle. Adrian here is going to be doing that. So Adrian, if you want to get going, if you start digging around the circle, we'll put the bricks header to header all the way around. Away you go.
Now the coal shed has been taken away, Nick is breaking up the concrete underneath it and will then lay the foundations for a bigger planting area. As things are going to get messy, Adam has brought out a tarpaulin to protect the existing lawn.
Adam, there's a change of plan. We were going to reuse these, but there's no way we can get them off the concrete base. So what we're going to do is we're going to dig that out. If we've got enough bricks, we might pave it, but my bet is we're just going to make another bed in there, plant it up.
I think I've got enough plants. I think that's what we'll do.
Brilliant. Okay. No problem then. Cool.
Great.
Cheers.
Adrian's now finished the brick circle. We'll now point it up with his pointing tool here. If you haven't got one, then don't worry, you can always cut the end off a piece of hose and use that. Make sure when you're pointing that the mortar isn't too wet, otherwise you'll make a mess of the bricks.
I'm just levelling what's going to be the base of the pergola, because obviously you don't want it sloping up like the bed is here. So it gives it a nice flat area to put the bench on.
Just put down a bit of ballast for a bit of a hard core so the bricks have got something hard to rest on. And we're going to put the bricks in like this.
What we're doing here is we're just marking out the four corners for the posts for the pergola. It's quite a simple wooden construction. There's 4 uprights, 2 cross beams along the top, 2 along the sides, and then we'll clad up to about this height with bamboo sheets, basically to make a nice enclosed space for where the bench is going to sit. Underneath, we're going to put some bark chippings. It's a cheap, quick surface, that's safe for kids, etc. So, I mean, that's it. Simple.
Sven, could we mark out the water feature, please?
Yes, my friend. Spray, plant, do your best.
Okay, so we want the water feature roughly here at a 45-degree angle from the corner.
Absolutely. In
a position that we can see from the bench.
That's right.
Okay, so roughly, if I just line it up, roughly about here. Yep.
You stand back.
How's it look?
Fine, absolutely fine.
Good. There you go.
Get digging.
Come on then, Justine, let's see how they're getting on. Well, first of all, we have Nick and his lovely patio grafting.
Very nice.
Is it going all right?
Yeah, it's going down fine.
Yeah, and
Nice and
what
easy.
do we call this design, the way you're laying the bricks?
This particular one's called basket weaving.
Oh, fantastic. This is the occupational therapy end of the garden. Right, you carry on breaking your back. Can we step on this?
No, I wouldn't advise you.
All right,
Go on,
big
Lee.
steps. Here we go. Catch up with our Sven here. Now, first of all, Sven, what is that?
This is, I believe, called a claw spade. I call it spoons.
Right, and what are you doing with it? Other than digging holes, I know that.
Digging holes, absolutely. Digging about 60 down. We're going to put some 9-foot posts in, which means they'll be 7 foot above the ground. Concrete them in. It's going to be the supporting posts for the pergola.
I see. And are we happy with the way the patient is responding to treatment?
Oh, absolutely. Sure are.
Yeah, is it coming on how you planned?
Yeah.
Time-wise?
Time-wise, yeah, we're on target.
And Aid is working away very hard there with the bricking. There's about a third of that circle left. Is that all going to be on time?
No problem.
Very confident, isn't he? Confident. Well, the garden is safe in these hands. I think we should go and check out the waterworks down the
Okay.
end here with Adam.
Go down.
Let's go down here. Adam, what are you up to?
Justine mentioned from her travels that she really loved the tranquility, being in lush spaces, surrounded by greenery. We're not going to do it strictly to a Balinese feel. We're going to use some of this industrial piping here, which sort of mimics bamboo. It's got this nice ribbing around it. We're going to set it vertically in the water feature. Water will cascade over some pebbles. The way it works, well, we've got this cistern here. You can get these from a plumber's merchant. We line the hole with sand so that we can get it level. Level it as best you can. It needs to be level. You'll have water in it. You don't want the water coming out. It won't work. We'll then put the tubes in, set the tubes in with a pump in the water. The water will then be pumped up the tubes, cascade, and come back down again. And just so that you don't see the horrible cistern, we'll put this grill on top cover it with pebbles, cobbles, planting around.
That's nice. Bit of texture.
Now,
Nice
have
bit
you
of
got
texture.
pebbles and things?
I've got pebbles, but I could really do with some nice round boulders that would really set it off.
Coloured or...
Today, the Garden ER team are in Sydenham in South London, and this is the garden in urgent need of repair. Sven's design for Justine is to create a tranquil space with a Balinese theme. This will include a bamboo seating area and a bamboo archway, and an Oriental-style water feature surrounded by textured pebbles and water-loving ferns. The most important thing in any garden is laying the foundations, and that can take time. The brick circle edging for the lawn is almost finished, and the upright poles for the seating area have been fixed and cemented in place. Adam is cutting metal cylinders, each to a different height, for the water feature, while Nick finishes off his basket weave paving. Well, true to our word, Justine and I have come shopping. We've come to a garden centre called Secret Garden in Crystal Palace, and we have been rummaging amongst rocks and stones, which is terrible for your nails, isn't it? Shocking.
Not very nice.
So what about that?
No, that looks too much like a brain.
Well, I suppose it is a bit. You don't sort of with your nursing background.
No, never bring work home. No.
Okay, fair enough. We're getting rid of this one. This is our selection, we think. In fact, these are the ones that have caught Justine's eye. But there were a few rejects. Other than the one that looks like a brain, there's this one. It looks a little bit like a posh rugby ball, which we didn't like.
No, I didn't like that one.
And this one, which looks all the way out like an oven-ready turkey.
And it does. Oh, now that's nice.
What's that?
Look at this. This is really nice. Don't you think
Oh,
that would
that's
go with
lovely.
those?
Oh, you mean nice for your garden?
Yeah. Don't you think that with the white rocks on the aluminium would go? I think that'd go.
It's not what Adam
like
asked
that.
us for,
I
was
know,
it?
but
He wanted
still.
sort of natural and organic looking and...
Yeah, but you've got to kind of, I don't know, expand a bit. That's nice. I like
It
that
is
a lot.
lovely. And it's your garden.
And it's tranquil.
Oh, it's only quite light.
Yeah.
So it would make our shopping bag any heavier. If you like it, and if they don't, we'll just hide it until they've gone. Back in the garden, Adam's water feature is taking shape, while Sven is sanding down the cross beams for the seating area.
Just about to finish off the water feature. Final thing to do is to put in a reservoir. A pump, the strongest pump, wouldn't be able to take up water all the way up to the top. So I need a reservoir. To make one would be expensive, so I've made my own. What I've done is that I've taken an ordinary household flower pot, plastic, and a saucer. I've cut around the saucer and placed it inside and sealed it in so that there's no holes. As you can see, there are normally holes at the bottom of a pot. So I've sealed them all up. Through that, I've put a small connection and attached a hose to it. Once I've placed it inside, the water will fill the pot and then bubble over. All I need to do now is attach the pump. I need to connect this pump through the hose, which will then cascade over the tube. These pumps normally come with a fountain connection, which we don't need for this. Because of that, I've had to adapt this connection here using a Jubilee clip and a thinner length of pipe. We need to make sure that the water falling over the top of the pipe isn't too strong or too weak, which is why we have these valves on the side of the pump.
There we go. We're just putting on the roof here. We've got 3 supporting cross beams, one here, one in the middle, one on the far side. Simply, we're just stapling them all along this one, in the middle again, and across the far side.
The Balinese garden is taking shape now. The bamboo panels are stretched around the wooden frame. And out we come. Nick the brick is still bricking with the help of Adrian here.
Hive of activity.
There we go. Oh, goodness. Right. Sven,
Let's have a look.
how are you getting on?
Oh, very well actually. I'm just digging this down a little bit so that when we put the bark chippings, doesn't come over the brickwork into the lawn.
Oh, we're going to have bark, yeah. that'd
Yeah,
be nice.
keep it nice and neat.
Okay. So then is the pergola pretty much
It's pretty much there, yeah. We've still got the bench to put in the bark chippings, as I said, and that's it, done.
right? Okay, and how's everything else going?
Everything's going good. We've got Jamie over here digging some holes to put some bamboo sort of upright poles in. Adam's still, oh no, he's not on his water feature anymore. He's cladding his shed in
He's
bamboo.
disguising the shed. Yes, we've
Yep.
got to go and see Adam. In a
So
minute.
basically we're nearly there, just a bit of planting, clearing up.
What's going to happen just behind the pergola?
Behind the pergola we've got some nice plants, you have to wait and see.
Oh, right. Ooh.
Ooh, a surprise.
He's teasing us, Justine. Right, let's go and see how Adam's getting on.
Hi.
First of all, we've got something to show you.
Ooh.
Right. We bought some. We bought some stones. Now we couldn't get sort of big spherical ones.
Yeah.
So we've got sort of large, smooth ones.
Okay.
With slightly different tones.
Right.
And then as we were looking around the garden
I went
centre,
shopping.
we found this.
I thought this kind of went somewhere.
I must admit that is actually very nice.
Oh,
I wasn't expecting it, but it will go well. It will go well.
I think.
Yeah.
You see, looking now, I think it's going to look good with that aluminium, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah, and it will also reflect in the
Yeah.
aluminium as well. So
what we thought.
it's going to be good.
Yeah, that's what we thought, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes,
we
I'm
thought it was
sure
gonna
you thought
reflect.
that. We
Yeah,
hoped
we
you'd
thought that.
But yeah, the water feature's finished. I'm just trying to clad the shed. Justin's actually got quite a nice shed. I quite like it, but
Yeah.
it does need a bit of sprucing up. We thought it might be quite nice to have a backdrop of bamboo, something that will match the rest of the garden. We need a link between the pergola area and the back of the garden.
Right.
Just
So Justine and Mark are going to be the only house in the road with a clad shed.
Yeah, in bamboo.
But no, I think that's going to look really good,
Yeah,
actually.
it will. No, it's nice coming along.
Good.
And everything else is finished here. Well, should we keep safe hold of this for the moment?
I think so. Yes, we still need to put some planting around here. So I think keep it safe for
Right.
now.
And then the big flat stones are going to look really nice on there.
Which flat stones?
We've
I
got
told
big,
you we bought big flat
Oh,
stones.
as well as the sphere.
Oh yeah, we look mad.
He's looking worried now, isn't he?
Yeah, so they would look kind of nice with that. I know I'm not the designer, but they probably look sort of nice, sort of building up with that.
I'm sure I'll make them look good. Don't worry.
You
You will.
will.
They're nice. We took ages
They
choosing
go
them,
somewhere.
didn't we?
Yeah, we've
They're
stroked them.
designer stones. Okay, we'll leave you getting on with
Okay.
it and pick our way through here.
This will be the major feature in the garden. This fantastic Philostachys nigra. The young shoots are generally a lightish greeny colour, then they turn to black in maturity. The main reason we chose this specimen, this bamboo, is because it links well in with the bamboo that we have in the garden. It also is quite a soft looking plant, even though it's quite big and statuesque. Okay, we're all finished. All the plants are in, the landscaping's done. Justine's husband's just about to come through. All that's left to be done is the final dressing. And as the light's gone down, I think a few candles are in order.
Now the Balinese garden is finished, and in a few minutes, Justine's husband Mark will be coming home from work to a real surprise. This is what the garden looked like before the garden ER team got to work. It's completely different, and Justine is sure Mark will be thrilled. Mark has always wanted to have a calm, tranquil garden to sit in after work, so the Balinese garden really fits the bill.
At long last, this garden has been saved. The operation is complete. It's dark. We're working by the power and the magic of electricity. And Sven, this has been a hard one, hasn't it?
It's definitely been the hardest day's work I've ever had.
But it looks beautiful.
It is.
Justine, what do you
Absolutely
think?
stunning.
It is
Absolutely
really
well done.
nice, isn't
Don't
it?
believe it. Really is stunning.
I think it's about time, really.
Oh,
We found out what Mark and little Jess think of this. So do you want to
I'll go and find
go
them.
through your archway?
Come here. Come stand here so you can see it all. We've been busy.
What?
God. Oh yeah. Alright. Garden.
What do you think, Jess?
Wow.
You like it?
What do you think?
Yeah, it's nice.
Just nice.
No, I'll take it all in. Sorry. Wow.
You like it, Jess?
Mark, this is a barley, as in Balinese, not barley the crop. It's a barley-inspired garden until Justine takes you to Bali as well.
Till I take her.
So you can sit out here of an evening in your sarongs. That's it, it's all finished. Jessica has been familiarising herself with the garden and running around, and off she goes again. And we need to get these boys inside because they're freezing, and I don't want Nick cuddling up to me again. So this garden has been rescued, has been saved from its tweeness. It's been well and truly resuscitated. So we will see you again soon to save another garden on Gardens ER. Bye.
Na zdrowie.
Bye.
Always remember, when you're using power tools, do follow the recommended safety instructions.